Hi there, this is the intermediate section, and I want to break down for you what's called an 8-bar pattern. Now this 8-bar pattern is obviously 8 bars long. This ties together all of the key elements that a student has been learning since Drum Sense Volume 1 through Drum Sense Volume 2, and putting them all into a rudimental workout on the pad. It also works out as a great kit exercise, and maybe in one of the next tabs I'll just show you some of the kit ideas of this 8-bar pattern. It works on coordination, rudiments, phrasing, tying everything together as I said. What I'll do first is play the 8-bar pattern just on the pad with the metronome clicking quarter notes at 150 beats, and you'll get an idea. So it's a quarter note, 8th note type of exercise. Downbeats and upbeats is what it's based on. So I'll play that for you first. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll play that for you first. Here's the 8-bar pattern at 150 beats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just finished on beat 1 of the next 8-bar pattern. So that's the 8-bar phrase. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding in spacer notes between each of the notes. So we're going to add in 1 spacer note, which makes the whole pattern as 8th notes, 2 spacer notes, which makes the whole pattern in 8th note triplets, 3 spacer notes, which becomes 16th notes. We don't do 4 spacer notes because it would make it a group of 5, and there's no real definite offbeat in the middle of a group of 5. So this doesn't work with groups of 5, but it does work with 5 spacer notes, which becomes 16th note triplets. So they're the groupings or subdivisions that we're going to work on. I'll just play a couple of those. I'll start with 8th notes. So what I'm going to do is fill in all of the gaps with 8th note taps. I'm going to keep the accents as they are. So the first line was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now with 1 spacer note or 8th notes, so I'm putting that spacer note between all of the unaccented notes. I'll play the whole 8-bar pattern in 8th notes. So that was the pattern in 8th notes. Slow that down a little bit. Okay, so let's go. I want to play 8th note triplets. So now I'll do it as 2 spacer notes or 8th note triplets at 140 beats a minute. I wouldn't get a student doing this fast, but just for the sake of demonstration, it's a good tempo. So 8th note triplets. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll do it as 16th notes. there's some of the subdivisions, and you would have noticed that the phrase or the 8-bar pattern accents remain the same, but they fit into the subdivision that we're playing. Now, once we've gone through all of the subdivisions just playing single strokes, we can start doubling up the unaccented notes and creating a whole lot of rudiments. So if we did the 8th note or the 1 spacer note, and I doubled up that accents, we get a whole lot of drags going on. Now, because students have done phrasing with their drum sense fill-ins, like 4-4-4-4, 6-2-6-2, we've doubled up all those unaccented notes. Doing this type of 8-bar pattern isn't what might seem hard for you now, because you would have done all that background learning up to this point, and this is really just a bringing together of all that information. So if it seems hard to you now, it means you probably haven't gone through all the steps that you need to go through to get to this point. We'll work through those reasonably thoroughly, and get each student kind of playing the stuff, and when you're playing the stuff well, we'll bring in the 8-bar pattern. Now, let me do it as triplets, so you're getting a triplet roll. So the first line without the doubles. The 16th notes. So we're bringing in lots of stroke rolls and rudiments, and without going into saying what type of rudiments we're playing, we're better to say we are playing rudiments at this point, but we're not thinking rudiments, we're thinking phrasing. It's the phrasing that creates the sound. We're just adding in those double strokes, and the byproduct of that is rudimental playing. I think it's a great way of thinking of playing rudiments on the drum kit by not thinking about them, by playing phrasing. It's such a key thing that we're going to be working on that will get you playing musically and confidently, although you will have an understanding of what rudiments you're doing. You're not thinking about that when you're playing it, which I think is really, really important. I remember studying lots of rudiments when I was a young drummer, and then trying to apply those to the drum kit. I found it really difficult to make the connection between why play rudiments on the drum kit. It didn't seem a logical kind of point to it for me, and once I discovered the concept of phrasing and phrasing your fills and your ideas, that the rudiments took on a whole new level, and I had the rudimental chops to put into these phrases, so it really just clicked for me. So I want to really express the same types of ideas to students and get them thinking musically on the kit. So that's the 8-bar pattern just on the pad. In the next tab I'll do some of the variations with the 8-bar pattern by making it a coordination type of exercise and bringing in some of those rudimental type fills or phrases with the grooves that I'm doing. So when you get to this, it's really good fun, it's a great workout, and you'll spend quite a bit of time doing it. It'll make you such a better player if you put that time in. Okay, thanks.